Okay.
Yeah. So, like, if you don't mind, I will repeat myself
Yeah,
for a
that's
couple
fine.
of minutes. Um, so, yeah, Taliban was founded by the remnants of Afghanistan after the Soviet Union's collapse in 1989, since those were the guys that was left. Preceded by a bunch of warlords ruling Afghanistan and fighting amongst each others until a big clash in 96 in Kabul, where Taliban finally regains the power, and they maintain power until '03 when um, US forces invade for unknown reasons. And now we're back to where we were before 2003 with Taliban in power. So that's what's going on in the world, guys, in 50 seconds.
I think too, a lot of times people discount the economics of it because right now Afghanistan has an F ton of opium that's just
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
And we're pretending like China doesn't want in on that, like the US doesn't want in on that.
Yeah. Indeed. Um, you know, fun fact, like Afghanistan is the only country in the world where growing opium is actually not illegal. Pretty
That
weird,
is an
right?
interesting fact.
Pretty
Yeah.
weird, right? Um, so yeah, they definitely they definitely have the opium thing going for them, but I don't know, like, doesn't Afghanistan also have a lot of oil?
I imagine what's probably going to happen is that Afghanistan is rich in natural resources. And I think that China is very good at looking at poorer countries and saying, hey, you have something that's worth $1 trillion. I'll give you $5.15 for it.
Yeah.
And they just take it because they need the money. And then, that's their land. So I'm sure further down the line, that's going to be an issue.
Okay, I just googled it, and apparently Afghanistan has 1.8 billion with a B barrels of oil between Balkh and Jowzjan province in the north of the country. That's a shit ton of oil.
Sure is.
Um, so like, I don't know, like, if they do get their shit together, I guess like they could become an Islamic emirate and possibly a member of OPEC, but I don't know. Still like a long way ahead of that because like, if you think about like how many Islamist countries is successful, the list is surprisingly short. You know, you have the seven Emirates you have the seven Emirates, and then you have like maybe Iran, but what else is there? What other countries in the Middle East is rich?
Saudi Arabia is doing pretty all right.
Yeah, but Saudi Arabia is part of the seven Emirates.
Oh, totally knew that.
Um, nah, there is like most people only know that like it's Abu Dhabi and Dubai, right? But the seven Emirates like consists of a little more than just Abu Dhabi and Dubai. It is Abu Dhabi, Ayman, Dubai, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah, Al Kuwain. Those are the seven Emirates per date, and all of these are like extremely rich in oil. And okay, like I just realized that Saudi Arabia is like not part of the Emirates. Okay, like I'm sorry, that was like misinformation by me. But yeah, Saudi Arabia is doing pretty good, and so is Kuwait, by the way. I really thought that like they were part of the Emirate countries, but they're not. They're like standing by themselves. But they are part of OPEC, though. Wow, man, And Saudi Arabia is like also just crazy, you know, like where women needs escorts everywhere, and a man can take 7 wives. Holy shit! Like how does that even work?
Oh, I don't think it's a big deal if, someone wants to have multiple partners. If that's their choice, as long as they're not being forced into it, because I know the Mormons do that too. And they're like,
No,
they
but
like it. They like that
uh,
sister wife stuff.
aren't they like kind of like forced into it if you're being denied an
No, no, no.
education, if you're being denied an education,
Well,
if you're
yeah,
being
if you're
being denied the opportunity to support yourself, and you are obligated to travel with a man to escort you if you want to go anywhere outside of your door, then you're kind of forced to, right? And you need to get the guy with enough money also to support you.
I think in Islam, you're required to give some amount of money or something to your wife to begin with.
Wow.
Like you're responsible for buying her clothes or something, and
Yeah.
according to a bunch of people from that culture.
Shit. Like I'm sorry. Like stuff like that. It seems just provocative, you know.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I was watching. I can't remember what it was like called Sister Wives or something, but the Mormons like it because they're allowed to have an education and all this stuff, and they can choose what they want, but they choose to be a sister wife
What is a
because
sister wife?
it's one guy has multiple wives, like 3 or 4 or 5, whatever wives, and they all just work together in raising the children and stuff. And the guy does everything else, takes care of the money, building things, whatever, and they take turns making food and taking care of the kids and educating the kids, and yeah, they like
Who's
it.
who sleeps with him in his bed?
Whoever decides they want to, they take turns.
Wow, pretty crazy. They take turns on sleeping with the guy in the bed.
Word.
Holy shit. Do you know any Mormons?
I do, yeah.
And and they have like sister wives and stuff.
Oh, I don't know any Mormons with sister wives. I just know Mormons.
But the Mormons that you know, they're just living like normal people.
Yeah, they're just living like normal people.
Okay. Are you religious?
I believe that there's a higher power.
What kind of higher power?
Some kind of higher power. Maybe it's one god, maybe it's a bunch of gods. I don't know, but there's definitely something out there.
I don't know. Like if I were to believe in a higher power, I believe in aliens, you know.
Shit, maybe.
Or if I was going to believe in any kind of like a religion, it would probably be the Norse mythology.
Yeah, I would believe that to some degree the gods hate us.
No, but like in Norse mythology, right? The gods were mortal. Like they could be killed. I mean, shit. Four died. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Four actually died. And the way that it happened was that let me see. Like Loki was Thor's half brother, and Loki gives birth to the Midgard snake. You know that eventually grows so big that it's about to like swallow up the entire world and stuff, right? So Thor's final battle is with this ginormous snake, and he does manage to kill it. But by the time that he kills it, then gives it this final blow, then the snake has already had these fangs in Thor, and Thor has then like the poison of the snake coursing through his veins, and he dies. Right. So you see, like this is like what I like about it. They are not sure they're gods with powers, but they're not some almighty mofo that can't be killed, immortal god mode kind of shit, right?
I mean, all those Norse mythology stories are like freaking wackadoo, man.
Yeah, they're wackadoo, exactly. You know, like
Like truly, like
it's
Loki
crazy.
was the true pansexual. He was like sleeping with like horses and like objects and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, but Loki was like probably confused if he ever existed. You know, like since Loki was only a half god and a half giant, so you know, like wouldn't it make sense that Loki would have had some kind of like identity crisis, wondering where he belongs? Is he a giant? Is he a god? Is he neither?
have you seen the Marvel show Loki?
No, not yet.
It's really good. I highly recommend it.
Okay, I will. I do
Yeah,
like
it's
Tom Hiddleston.
yeah, it basically goes like through that. He has like identity crisis. Who is he? Like he finds out like sort of Rick and Morty like multiverse. The world is meaningless. Nothing means anything.
Yeah, that sounds like the person that this character would have been in real life. And Norse mythology is like interesting, you know, like they taught us that heavily in Norwegian high school. We were like reading snippets of like the sagas and shit, and then analyzing it. Um, I don't know. So like of other random trash that you want to talk about. What's up? How
Pretty
what has the most interesting part of the week been to you?
the most interesting. I
Yeah,
did the panel on the Queen of Conspiracy. We had a panel with the leader of the Afghan People's Movement. That was pretty interesting.
panel. Are you a witch?
Yeah. No, because I'm a vet that served.
All right,
And we had someone from China, and we had him, and we had an Afghan women, and it was interesting.
pretty cool. Pretty cool. Um, what did you learn from it?
Well, the stuff about apparently the Afghan army was told to lay down their weapons and just give up, and
Yeah.
the government just was just said peace out, don't fight them.
Yeah. Peace out. Don't fight them. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's not so.
Yeah, like it sounds like peace out. Don't fight them. We're raiding the remaining money in the government treasure chest, and then we're leaving the country. Take care.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Um, Fun fact: the most money ever stolen in a bank robbery actually happened in Iraq right after U.S. forces invaded.
Huh.
Apparently, like it was the guards in the bank or something, um, making their way into the vault and then taking out like half a billion dollars or something in gold and leaving the country, never to be heard of again. But then again, like I would like say, like it's the perfect opportunity, you know, shit's going down, country's invading, it's now or never, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's like might as well rob a bank.
I might as well rob a bank, and we're like we were working, we were working there anyways. So
Were they caught?
no, they
Oh,
vanished.
nice.
They vanished. The guards vanished and never to be heard of again. So like I just imagine that they probably like each bought themselves like a big ass castle somewhere or whatever, laughing about it to this day. I am. I am going to Google it, like try and like figure out like exactly how much it was. Yeah, listen to this. Beginning of March 18th, 2003, the day before United States forces entered Baghdad as part of the 2003 invasion of Iraq, Operation Iraqi Freedom, um, nearly 1 billion US dollars was stolen from the central bank of Iraq. That's
Holy
cr-
shit.
that's crazy.
That's nuts though.
Yeah. Um, and like this money was like never recovered. But like apparently it was like Saddam Hussein himself that had ordered this to happen, since they had like received a handwritten note signed by Hussein ordering 920 million to be withdrawn and given to his son Qasai Hussein. Bank officials state that Qasai and another unidentified man oversaw the cash boxes of $100 bills secured with stamped seals known as security money being loaded into trucks and trailers during a 5-hour operation. This was considered the largest bank heist in history until 2011. Qasai Hussein was later killed by the US military in battle, and the money was like never recovered. So who ended up with it, like it's still a mystery.
They're in Argentina now.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're in Argentina now with that Quasi dude's family or something. Oh yeah, and like this is like probably like what I thought about. In June 2014, Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, or like ISIL militants, looted the central bank in Mosul for 429 million. Well, like
Whoa.
even the IS needs to get funding somewhere. Started seeing this show on Netflix called Cocaine Cowboys, and I'm like thinking like, holy shit, you seen it?
I've not.
It's a documentary, and it was these two guys in Miami in the beginning of the 90s that was trafficking coke. Um, and then they get caught and they get like some ridiculously low sentence of like 5 years, and only 14 months have to be served in prison. But they're like, how are we going to earn money? How are we going to earn money when we're in prison? And the lawyer comes up with the plan that, listen, we can just keep appealing it and appealing it and appealing it, and you can stay out and you can like smuggle as much coke and dope as you want without any consequence, as you can't be charged for the same crime twice as you're charged with it, and this is the same crime. It's just an extension of the same crime. So then for years they were like trafficking, for two coke for $2 billion or something every year. Yeah. Anyways, how is work?
Work is okay. Sometimes frustrating.
You want to quit?
Sometimes chill. No, I like my job.
And you're a baker,
No, no, no. Community manager.
community manager. Got it. And why is that frustrating?
Oh, sometimes you think that things should be done a certain way, and the they do not want to do it that way.
What does a community manager do?
They manage a community. Basically, they do outreach programs, help teach potential customers about the product. Basically, a social media manager decides what channels to use for marketing, and then the community manager uses those channels.
So it's charity.
It's not charity.
It's not charity.
I mean, you can work with charity in that field, yes, but that's not what I do.
All right. And um, you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
Well, in either case, it seems pretty more fulfilling than my work.
What do you do?
I'm a forklift operator at a warehouse. Not really fulfilling. So yeah, like that's my day in and out, loading trucks.
What do you want to do?
Man, like that's a question I've like been asking myself a lot, many times, and I don't have an answer for you. At one point, I wanted to be a lawyer, but then I flunked out of law school because it got too hard after 3 years. Um, and then I don't know. Like I did like think about studying something like finance or economics or something, but I don't know. I feel like my fear has overcome me because I'm like fearing that if I do study something, if I would be bored, that's number one, and like like just give up. And then it's fear number two that what if I do all this shit again, put in all that work for 3.5 years, um, and then can't get a job.
Well, just focus on the job that you want and then get the qualifications that you want for that job. Or you could just start with like an internship, basic junk.
Yeah, I know. Like that is the fastest way to get the job. That is through the internship, right? Um,
Also, networking, getting to know people, and you know,
yeah,
if somebody has an opening, like
but
I've been just going around like asking people, like, do you have an opening at your work? Do you have an opening at your work? Can you give them my resume?
yeah, just been pushing like hell.
Yeah.
Like wow.
I
Uh,
actually, that's how I got my bartending position was just going bar to bar
yeah,
and checking the bar out
and
and giving them my resume.
like like yeah, like I'm just like got this like crazy visual in my head of you stalking the bar owner or something, and like jumping out from the bushes and saying, "You got that job for me yet?" Come
No,
here, come
I would
here.
just go once, you know, so
Yeah,
they if they wanted to email me or call me, they could.
yeah. So you wouldn't like stalk them and like out coming out from their apartment and being like, "You got that job for me yet?"
How about them jobs though?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Oh
kind of
shit.
feel like if there was like a company that I was really, really super into, I probably would do something like that.
You
I would
would do
definitely
that
like,
like
yeah, I would be like, part of the community 100% all of the time. Just be like, got a job? How about a job
good
now?
job.
You
Yeah.
got a job now? Let me join your
Yeah,
company.
like being being so
What you need? I'll do it.
being so boundary breaking that you will like probably get a restraining order on your ass for being for, for being for being a nuisance. Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know, like networking and nepotism and all that shit. But like I don't know, like I'm really really bad at like opening up to people and talk about myself and do this kind of thing. I really am. I don't know. I don't know like why I'm like thinking that like this guy's gonna kill me in a minute and I need to be on guard or whatever.
Like I really like Discord, right?
Yeah,
But the job that I would want to be an online job, like work from home, right?
yeah.
And Discord, surprisingly, is not a work from home job. You have to go into their offices, which is nutso to me.
You do?
Yeah, you have to go in.
Where are their offices?
It's in California.
Oh damn, one of the bad states.
I don't know if it's a bad state.
Nah, like maybe not like a bad state, but I don't know. Like when I'm like thinking of like all the United States, then California doesn't like seem like the place that I would want to be because of its outrageous growth on real estate prices and how
Yeah,
difficult it's making it for poor people to survive in the state. Um,
yeah,
and then all these forest fires and all this stuff, like going on, and crime. So like I don't know, like if it was like any state that I would want to move to in the U.S., it would like probably be Washington or something because of the nature. And
yeah, Montana.
yeah, but Montana is landlocked.
What?
Montana is landlocked, right? You don't have the ocean in Montana.
I mean, there's tons of rivers and lakes,
Yeah, the
though.
rivers and lakes, but it's not ocean. You need to be able to smell the seawater.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Montana is great though.
Yeah,
Lots of beautiful nature and
and the mountains,
mountains, and
big open sky.
it's not packed with people.
Right, exactly.
Right. What about if you were going to live on an island, where would that be?
I don't know if I visited enough islands to know.
Well, like you could also just say Australia. That's
No,
an
I would
that's an
never.
island.
I would never visit. I mean, I would never live in Australia. Australia is great to visit, but detached from the rest of the world, you know?
What?
I mean, everything in Australia is like the time zone is so distant from everyone else's time zone. Like, and the people that are in your time zone don't speak English. So it's like you're just so separated from the rest of the world. Like, when everyone else is having winter, you're having summer. Like, it's just so, and then there's like, things that are trying to kill you every moment of every second of every day.
Yeah. Well, like I kind of like get that. I get that. Um, what about? Well, okay. I was going to say that Eastern Europe, but god damn it, you live in Eastern Europe.
I like Hungary. Hungary's nice.
Yeah, Hungary is nice.
There's also like, it's interesting because it's like Hungarians are very extroverted around people they know and around like in online communities. But by and large, like in the real world, they're very much introverts. Like I think I'm in a city of 200,000 people and you go out on the streets and there's like no one. It's like a ghost town.
Yeah, but I think
It's
like that's
great.
that's across the board for all the Eastern European countries. Um,
Yeah.
it's the same in Poland. Pretty weird. Um, so like, would you want to own a bar in Hungary?
I mean, that would be super nice, but I can't really speak Hungarian, and I think you would definitely need to. I think if you
Would
own
you
a bar,
in
yeah, you would.
Budapest?
Well, I wouldn't want to own it. I would want it to be like, on the outskirts of Debrecen or one of the smaller areas. I wouldn't want to own. I don't want to live in a big city.
Why not?
I'm not a big city kind of person. I'm a wide open sky kind of person.
Right.
So like, yeah, I think if you own a bar, which if there's a failing bar, I don't know how they're doing it. They're selling poison and people are buying it. Like, can't get much easier than that, in my opinion. Be nice to them, be consistent, have your place clean, like, and also be in a good location. Location, location, location.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of people that go to new areas, like particularly in New York. You'll have people come from New Jersey or Pennsylvania or New York City, and they'll move upstate and open up a bar, and they don't know anything about the community. And they try to, make this whatever dream bar that they've always imagined in their mind, and they don't interact with the community. They don't do anything, and they're not doing very good marketing because if you're going to open a bar, you have to interact in the community before you open the bar so that people know who you are and they want to come visit you in your bar. You have to be part of the community.
Wow. I
And
didn't.
I think that's, yeah, a large problem a lot of bars have, particularly in upstate New York and probably other areas, is they're not members of the community. They're just like a place.
But like, really, like, would it matter? Like, say that this bar or pub or whatever had the sickest homemade IPA or APA or something like that, right? And also the cheapest, say like $3 for a microbrewed IPA, right?
You can be the best at you could have the most glamorous, the best. You could be Coors Light before it became what it is today. But if your bar is holier than thou, freaking there are people that think that they come into these communities and they should be regarded as the grand poobah of bartending or beer or pizza or whatever it is that they're doing. And it's like, no, you have to be humble. Like the 101 of hospitality is the customer is right. You have to be nice and kind and welcoming. After the bar closes, before the bar opens, you interact. You something as simple as going outside and sweeping off the sidewalk every morning at 8 a.m. interacting with the community. They see that you care about the community, and a lot of people don't do that.
Okay. Damn, like I see that being a pub owner is not in my future. Yeah. But yeah, like I get what you're saying. Definitely. But I think like that probably goes for like a lot of businesses to interact with the community in order to be able to sell.
Yeah, for sure. Have you heard of Ikigai?
Guy? Ikigai?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's basically if you're searching for what you're supposed to be, you're supposed to take like four things, like what you're good at, what you love, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. And then you take these four things, you list out, what you're good at and what you love and what you need and what you can get paid for. And you see where do these overlap, and that's what you should be doing. That
Uh-huh.
is your purpose.
Well, still like easier said than done though.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I
Uh,
think it's definitely helped me decide on what I want to do.
you're right. Um, like the way I see it, like if you had a hobby that you were burning for, and you made it into a passion, and you could create a product out of that hobby, um, then that would be it, right? Because like what you're doing is not really work for you, but it is your passion, and you're making money on it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah, definitely, definitely. I don't know, like of any. new hobbies to take on. I was like thinking of like maybe start brewing beer or something.
Do it up.
And do it up.
Yeah, start, making beer in your own whatever garage or whatever somewhere and giving it to your friends. And then if your friends like it, or they don't like it, ask for, feedback on it.
Yeah,
And then you could start going around to different locations and see if you could sell it to businesses.
yeah. There is a lot of like paperwork and
Get
things
FDA
to
approved and
and
stuff.
hoops to
Yeah.
go through. Yeah, but still, I have like checked it. It shouldn't be like impossible
Oh, no, for sure not.
since people are doing it right. It's only like a matter of like doing it enough and be doing it enough to be well known or known at least.
Yeah, there's one place in upstate New York in Kingston, Keegan Ales. That's what they did. They just made their own beer and continued at it and continued at it and continued at it. And now they have like their own
Well,
brewery
let's talk
slash
about
bar, and
friendships for
people like have events there and do all kinds of stuff. And the beer is, it's okay. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is the best ever, but they did it.
Right.
And it's one of those things you go to
Yeah.
upstate New York and say, I got
Like
to get a
that.
souvenir or try something from this area. And they're like, Keegan's Ale.
Like that's the thing, right? If you wanna if you wanna create a product and you wanna sell it, right? It doesn't have to be a product that doesn't exist. You just have to be, you know, slightly better than crap to be able to sell it. For instance, if you were, uh, I don't know, like if you, I don't know, like what's the most selling beer in America, but like say Budweiser, right? It wouldn't take much for you to make a beer that is better than Budweiser, since you can actually taste it when something is mass produced and when something is homemade. There's a,
Yeah, the most popular American beer is Sam Adams.
it is well, Sam
Yeah.
Adams is a great beer though. I do like that.
It really is,
Yeah,
yeah. And they have great marketing team. My
yeah,
God.
yeah. They do. Man, like I
Wonder
didn't
if they
know
have
that.
jobs online.
Do Sam Adams sell anything else than pale ales?
I think they just sell beer, man.
Yeah, but no, because they do have like a oh man, I'm gonna like check it like what I buy over here of Sam Adams. Uh, like what I buy here is something that's called Rebel Sam Adams Rebel IPA. Yeah, that's what I buy over here. Um, and I saw that like when I were in Connecticut. Is that how you pronounce it?
Sam Adams?
Yeah, I saw that there too, like the Sam Adams Rebel IPA, but I didn't see any other products of beer that they were selling. Well,
They
maybe
sell they sell a bunch of different beers.
they
They
sell a
have
bunch of
like
different. Yeah,
they have like summer stuff. Um like I think it's like a hazy or something. Um yeah, they usually have seasonal stuff like pumpkin stuff and summer, lemonades, alpine stuff in the winter. Yeah.
still like a great
Then
beer
like the
brand.
basic
Yeah,
Boston lagers.
amazing. Um, I'm just surprised because for instance, Scandinavia, um, the most sold beer is a pilsner. You know, kind of like what Budweiser is. Um, and I don't get it because like Pilsner beers or Budweiser, for instance, Budweiser, it just doesn't taste like beer. You know, know
It's
what I mean?
good. It's a really good beer, yeah.
It is a good beer, but it just still doesn't. It just still doesn't have like the taste of like the hops and stuff like Sam Adams says. Oh, yeah, that's surprising that Americans like more the pale ale things. Let me Google that. Okay, are you listening?
Yes.
The most popular beers in America um, is Guinness, 51%.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Heineken, 49%. Corona, 49%.
I wonder if it still is.
Yeah. Sam Adams, 44%. Budweiser, 41%. Blue Moon, 41%.
Yeah, Blue Moon
And
is good too.
and Coors, 39%.
Yeah, Coors was just like a homebrew dude too. That's like a new thing. It like came out of the Rocky Mountains. Like that was like some guy at home made a fucking beer and he just fucking kept at it.
Coors Banquet, yeah.
He made the fucking Silver Bullet campaign, like knocking it down.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. What a cool hobby.
Yeah.
Um yep. I don't know. Is there anything else to say for this episode?
I can't think of anything.
Right, like me neither actually. Um well, like I don't know, like did I tell this in like the last episode that I have finished reading all three Hunger Games books.
Oh, nice. I
I
think you did say that.
got like kind of like reflecting out, like taking notes when when I've like been writing it. I'm sorry, right? I meant reading it. Um, and the hook is actually being milked in all three books, and that didn't register with me when I was reading it, but it is because like the hook is that she's being put into these Hunger Games, right? Fight for the death, and
Yeah.
like winner takes it all and that kind of thing. Um, but they do the same shit in the second book, where they take like where they take a lottery out of all the existing victors of the Hunger Games, and then put them all into an arena together, milking the hook again. Except for like that time, like they're doing like a little spin on it, and like busting her out of the arena instead of like making her fight. And then um, in the third book, the hook is still being milked. By that, they're like, for instance, like in the end of the book, they're like venturing into the capital, and they're using like the same kind of like pods, gadgets that they were using in the Hunger Games as defense mechanisms for the city. So like that was like kind of like surprising that like it's like being used thoroughly throughout the whole book. And then she's also like comparing everything that's happening to the Hunger Games, like comparing herself to like being a pawn in the game of people bigger than herself that has orchestrated. But nonetheless, good movie and good books, and glad that President Snow got killed, since that guy was a douche. Um, have you seen the movies, by the way?
I have, yeah.
Like I've seen the movies too with my girlfriend after I read the books, and wow, the movies are like really PG-13 compared to the books. Like shit really went down in the books. Like with people being ripped to shreds, cannibalism, and fucking meat grinders in the middle of the street sucking up hundreds of people to be grinded into ground beef instantly like that. But none of this was in the movies, of course. That was like some crazy shit. Um, yeah, like that's for another podcast to discuss. That we can like maybe discuss the books versus the movies. Um, then I really don't have anything else to say. But peace out. Subscribe to Pypski's YouTube or whatever it is, Instagram,
Everywhere.
everywhere,
Instagram, Twitter, Twitch,
Twitter, Twitch. You just sent me the links.
PYPSKI.
Yeah, you just sent me the links, and I'll put them in the description. And thank you for coming on the line, Pypski.
Always a pleasure.